Hi friends and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan Abair and today I'm wondering, do thoughts create reality? We've heard that from many a guru and I question that because it feels like a thought is a process in reality. And that truthfully, reality is responsible for thoughts. That's strange. But I see reality as uncreated. And I want to dive into that. Do thoughts create reality or do we have this backwards? Stick around. To me, it seems like a thought is a form, is a thing. And all things come from source. So in many ways, a thought is a graven image, like a rabbit's foot, or the way most of us imagine God. The worst graven images are imagined stories. But I wonder, do thoughts have a creative power? Or does that creative power belong in a preeminence that we can't even notice? You might say that a thought, a feeling, an object, are simply phenomena in reality. And that reality has no parent. Where do thoughts come from? The same place as everything. And that life, even my so-called choices, feels like an arising out of nowhere. If you think carefully, a thought is something that relates to the past. And I don't see how the past creates anything. And a thought, just like a circumstance, is just benign. That's the first thing. And if you disagree, I'm sitting here wondering, okay, I can think about being a NFL football player and play for the NFL and think. It's just not true. It's not reflecting any kind of truth. Even if I felt that was the right thing, something else is manifesting that. Something behind it, something even more intimate, more preeminent. Something I can't maybe even name. So thoughts don't have the same power as the power which created them, or which originated them, or from what they come. Thoughts are begotten, not made. They are invaginated and just sort of, you see. That's the first thing about a thought. The second thing about a thought, creating reality, is I've never seen a thought create reality. I've never seen the thought do anything. I've seen hands do stuff. I've seen people do stuff, tapping on a keyboard, writing a book. I've seen verbs, so what I'm saying is that it seems as though the thought is just a stagnant sort of energy form in the head that really doesn't do anything. It's the action that does something. Why do we have hands? If thoughts create reality as we think they do, why do we have hands and feet and legs? I can think about all day long having a gorgeous body, but it's my legs that will bring me to the gym and my hands that will drive my car. It's me doing the sit-up that's going to create a six-pack ab. You see? And do I need to think about the action? Or do I just do it? Or just do it? You see? I don't need to narrate it. I don't need to think about it. They have a saying in Zen. It says, when you're hungry, eat. Hunger doesn't speak to you in the brain. Babies are hungry and they cry, they express, they know the hunger, but they don't have the capacity to speak about it. It's also like pooping. We have the urge to poop or pee, but we don't necessarily have to think, I have to poop. I have to pee. We don't have to narrate it. The thought is not creating the urination. There's an impulse, and then it all just sort of flows out, and the action flows out of that, you see. I just want to get a little bit closer to the source of life itself. So that's the other thing, is to sort of consider where thoughts come from, and where actions come from, and what actually makes a difference in our lives. And it's going to be something you touch, say, do, you know. Thinking seems to me like a stagnant thing, a circular thing. And that reality is what I'm trying to get you to put your attention on, the source of power. And the real source of power is not thinking. See, that's the thing. If thoughts create reality, I question the power in that when I've noticed that real power is silent. I'm never more really myself when I stop talking, when I have no thoughts. That's when I experience something I call equanimity and fearlessness. And that is real creativity. To me, real creativity is an imagination that is not filled with a blueprint for the future, but it is completely filled with hope. Hope and faith and enthusiasm are energies, not thought forms, not blueprints for tomorrow, not how-tos, not a spreadsheet about how you're going to do it. It's getting in touch with a very basic instinct. For me, I felt I wanted to write, so I just found a platform to do that. I wrote it on my blog. I'm writing my second book now. But it's just this impulse to get on the computer keyboard and do what I'm doing now. Just express words. Action. And I feel this relief and this release in that moment, you see. Am I creating my reality? I don't know. I'm not even sure what reality is, because what I notice now kind of feels like the past. Seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, and hearing are all past phenomena. Reality is preeminent. You see. And so power comes from quiet. You are never more truly yourself than when your mind shuts up. And you just watch your hands do something. You just notice. You take initiative. Initiative is not in thought. Initiative is in impulse or pulse or electrical current or some kind of I call it a preeminence, something that precedes, goes before. Thoughts go after. So, do thoughts create reality? Or is everything originated from the same? Do thoughts create feelings? or is a feeling, an origination from the strange nothingness. And when you make contact with that silence and that nothingness, something unjams in you. And there's this flow of pure impulse in the moment, action, no thinking about it, narration about it, the story of myself and the future and the thoughts. If you really want to unlock the power of the creative mind or the mind-blowing imagination, don't put anything in it. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Well, we'll just take that as my signal to stop today. Think about that. It could be that incessant thought is just incessant thought. And what I'm trying to point you to is very hard, because it doesn't seem like it has a location. The unmanifested, the formless, that's what reality basically is, but it is something that you experience. And we'll keep talking about that nothing, that wonderful power of emptiness that allows a spontaneity, a fulfilling life of naive hope. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope that these insights are helpful. Please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com, and we'll see you next time.